What is good, guys? Today we're finally working on the 33.4. I'm super pumped because we get to tidy up all the oil cooler lines, relocate this zip tied in kind of oil filter block / thermostat thing, and we're going to redo that whole system, even move the cooler somewhere a little bit more suitable, future plan. And then we're also going to be installing a power steering cooler. So a whole bunch of stuff that we need to get done today. The next time that we're driving this, like drift wise, will be on the 7th of November for one of Oku-chan's drift days, and then right after that, a week later, is Drift Mitsuri. So got a bit of time now to kind of tidy everything up and get it super reliable, because my goal is to drive it to Drift Mitsuri, drift for 2 days, and then come back. And as you guys know, Ebisu is very rough on your car, so I want to make sure there's nothing silly that can prevent me from not getting home and having to pay like $1,000 to tow the car back. Anyways, enough talking, let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm pretty much set up now to start disconnecting all the oil lines and whatnot. And what I wanted to show you guys is, this is very common on the 33s and 34s, that this is like your factory oil cooler here for the power steering. And you can see that mine's been like really badly I think it's bottomed out at some point. And what did it, oh, there you go. Now I have to do my power steering. That's exactly what happens. Frickin' hell. Okay, so I've kind of got that under control now, but man, that's so funny. You can't make this stuff up. It just happened at the perfect timing. So this is the whole issue that I'm trying to avoid from happening, which just happened on camera. But yeah, what happens is the factory cooler on the Skyline is just these alloy pipes here. And what happens is they normally sit down like here. And of course, like if you're drifting and if your car's low, just coming out of like a kind of crappy driveway, you're going to hit this and it pushes it up. That's what happened to mine. These two got kinked, and just then I kind of pulled on it to straighten it out a bit, and it broke and just pissed out fluid everywhere. So we're replacing that with a proper cooler today. Got this bad one here, this bad boy here. And then the rest of it, I'm just going to pull all the oil cooler stuff off, and then we're going to try and work out where it's going to fit best and not rub on anything. You know, having your intercooler pipes that go all the way up through there isn't ideal. That will be changing when we go to a forward-facing intake manifold, because this pipe's just going to kind of come in through here and straight up in there. But right now, we just need to try and find the best place for both of them. Fingers crossed that I can kind of make it work in there, although it's such a big oil cooler, I don't know if I can. We might have to go in here and move the horns to somewhere else, but I'd prefer not to put anything there because of heat soak issues. We'll figure it out. All I know is it has to go on this side of the car. I don't want to run lines all the way to that side of the car. But anyways, we'll work with what we've got and see what we can figure out. Okay, so time for an update. It's starting to get a little bit dark. I ran into a roadblock with the power steering cooler. The fittings on the cooler are dash 10, and then the fitting that I bought that was to go from the dash 10 fitting screw on to like just the normal like barb kind of hose fitting is too big. So this here is more designed for a tube that's got an inside diameter of a dash 10 instead of like a dash 8, and that is what the lines off the rack and the reservoir are. They're designed for a dash 8. So even though I lubed this up with Vaseline, it wasn't going to go on. There was nothing I could do. So I need to order one with a smaller barb on there. So we'll do that. That'll get my cooler sorted out. But for now, so I can still drive it around, I've just looped it together, like just where the factory cooler used to be, which just used to be an alloy pipe. I've just pretty much put a dash 8 line in between the two to loop them with hose clamps. So that'll be fine. Oil cooler wise, what I've done is I've pulled everything out. I started figuring out where I need to mount it, and we're pretty much going to be mounting it in the same spot, but a little bit better positioned, a little bit further this way and a little bit further forward. I do realize that this zone is not ideal because of, you know, if I ever run bigger wheels, if I start having some insane tandem battles and I get constantly hit on this corner, but there's just nowhere else that I can put a cooler of that size at the moment, and that's mainly because this intercooler pipe comes all the way up through here and then in there. It's such a long distance, this piece here. Once I replace this and we go to the forward-facing plenum, we can actually change this entirely. This will loop in, come closer to the chassis here, and then straight up right here behind the headlight. And then that'll then connect to the throttle body that'll be sitting here. But because, you know, this whole system here brings the piping all the way back here, which then means I can't tuck the oil cooler further in. Ideally, what I'm going to do once we do get the forward-facing plenum and the better piping and stuff is I'm going to put it like on an angle here with the fan and everything, and it's going to be much more tucked in, so that if I was to have a collision, there would have to be something coming from here all the way into here, a good 30 centimeters before it even hits the oil cooler. As well as where we're mounting this bad boy. At this point, it looks like I'm going to be mounting it straight up here, where the filter kind of comes down here, roughly. And that's just the only place that it's really going to work, because I want it, you know, mount it upside down. And the only place for that is pretty much smack bam right there, but upside down, obviously. So I know that probably sounded very confusing the way I explained it, but I'm still trying to figure everything out, I guess, best I can. I mean, it could even change while I'm putting everything back in there. I could end up changing a few things, but that's the gist of everything. And because it's getting dark and I've got all day tomorrow before my night shift starts at 11 p.m, I figured what I'm going to do is pretty much pack up now, because I'd rather not work through the night at the moment. There's a whole bunch of mosquitoes and it's getting cold. It's starting to roll into winter here. So I'd rather pack all this up and make May a nice dinner, and then we can have a relaxing night. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this into a daily video, a daily upload. I'm going to upload this, and then we'll start again tomorrow and continue where we left off. So the car's going to just kind of stay on jack stands here. I'll just pack everything up and we should be good. Okay, so as per usual, it didn't go according to plan today, but we did get to where we are now, which is good. You know, we kind of have a general idea of how we're going to get things like kind of mounted and sorted out, and I'm just really excited about getting that whole entire like thing sorted out and then not having to think about it for at least a good like 6 months or so. But I know that it's probably going to be a little bit shorter than that, probably like 3-4 months before I'm going to be doing like whole new head gasket, head studs, forward facing plenum, top mount manifold and all that. So we'll do some more changes then. I think that's going to be more of like stripping down everything and then just relocating everything that we that can be in a more efficient place. But yeah, like, I guess if you work on cars yourself, you know that this is normal. There's always something that doesn't go according to plan that ends up putting a spanner in the works and preventing you from getting jobs done as quick as you can. Even in the professional industry of mechanics, like at a Taka garage, this happens all the time. You know, customer comes in with their car, we take a look at it, we give them a quote on how much time it'll take to do the job and everything like that. And this is why there's always like a little thing at the bottom of the quote that says this is an estimate based off, you know, what we're able to see and what the customer communicated to us and stuff like that. And then when time comes to actually do the job and the car comes in, all of a sudden all the parts that the customer said that he had weren't there, or the parts that he did give you don't fit and they're the wrong ones, so then you have to order everything again, and then obviously that just gets added onto the quote. Or it just ends up meaning that the car doesn't get done in the 3 hours that we quoted for, and it means that it then has to take 2-3 days because we're waiting for the correct parts to even arrive. And it happens like with any really big project, not just cars, but cars are pretty common because there's just so many tiny things that all go together to make one thing. But anyways, I'm rambling on. I'm gonna upload this video today. I figured it was a good idea just to throw something up, and you guys can then kind of see my progress. So I guess part 2 of this video will be me getting the oil cooler in there, the power steering cooler all sorted out, and the car back on the ground and drivable. That would be nice. And then we might do a little bit of road tuning, and we'll see how we go from there. But anyways, guys, thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit up all my social media down in the description, and make sure you join the Discord, because I do Twitch streams from time to time, and it's good to hang out with you guys in there. So if you want notifications when I go live and just talk with an awesome car community, that's the place you want to be, in the Discord. All right, guys, catch you later. Ja mata ne.